Let me ask you a question. How many of you have felt like you're stuck? Like no matter how hard you try, the weight of your past mistakes holds you down, and every step forward seems to push you 2 steps back. You're thinking, why even bother? I've messed up too many times. But let me tell you right now, there's something more powerful than your mistakes, more powerful than the guilt and shame you carry. That something is God's mercy, and it's available to you right now. I don't care where you've been, what you've done, or how deep you feel you've fallen. God's mercy doesn't have conditions. It doesn't ask for a clean slate before it gives. All it asks is that you believe, that you're willing to humble yourself and receive what's already there. You don't have to wait for a better time. You have everything you need right now to unlock God's mercy. Now, you're going to want to stick with me on this one. This isn't just about a nice word, a comforting idea, or a Sunday morning sermon. This is about unlocking a power that will change the direction of your life. You don't have to carry the weight anymore. You don't have to be shackled by regret. You don't have to be consumed by the mistakes of your past. God's mercy is here and is waiting for you to claim it. So let's dive into how you can unlock this mercy and experience a freedom you've never known before. The power of mercy. Let's start with what mercy really is. Mercy is not just a simple word. It's a force that can transform your life. We all know about justice, the idea that if you do something wrong, you should pay the price. But mercy says, even though you don't deserve it, I'm going to show you grace. I'm going to give you another chance. This is the essence of who God is, a God of mercy. When you tap into his mercy, you are not just getting a break, you're receiving a life-altering gift. And that's the power of everyone deserves a second chance. Listen, I don't care who you are or what you've done. Everyone deserves a second chance. You deserve a second chance. No matter how far you think you've fallen, no matter how many times you've messed up, God's mercy says, I'm not done with you. You've been through a lot, but God says, I'm going to take what you've been through and turn it into something greater. The second chance is yours for the taking. You just got to believe it. Embrace humility. Here's the thing about mercy. It requires humility. You have to be willing to say, I don't have it all figured out. I need help. When you come to God with a humble heart, that's when mercy flows. Stop trying to carry the burden of perfection. You don't have to have it all together. You just need to be real and open your heart to God's mercy. Mercy versus justice. We all know justice. It's the idea that actions have consequences. But what happens when you're at the point where you've paid the price, when you've already felt the consequences of your mistake? Mercy steps in right there. Mercy says, you paid your dues. Now I'm here to lift you up. Justice is about what you deserve. Mercy is about what you don't deserve but still get. And that's where the real breakthrough happens. Mercy transforms lives. And let me tell you something, mercy isn't just a concept. It's a life changer. I've seen it transform people. People who were once lost in shame. People who thought they were beyond saving have found their way back because they unlocked God's mercy. When you understand and receive mercy, it's like a new day dawns. Your past doesn't control you anymore. Your mistakes don't have the power to define you. You are free. Don't let your past define you. It doesn't matter what you did yesterday. It doesn't matter how many times you've fallen. Mercy gives you the power to leave the past behind and step into the future with a clean slate. God's mercy isn't interested in your past mistakes. It's interested in your future victories. Don't let the enemy keep you chained to your past. You are free to walk in the newness of mercy. Mercy is available to all. I need you to hear this loud and clear. God's mercy is not reserved for the perfect, the polished, or the put together. It's for everyone. No matter how far gone you think you are, mercy is available. No one is beyond its reach. You are never too far out of reach for God's mercy. How to seek mercy. Now, how do you unlock this mercy? It's simple: humility, repentance, and faith. You've got to recognize your need for mercy, ask for it, and trust that it's there for you. Don't let pride or fear stand in your way. Ask for mercy and you will receive it. God is waiting for you to ask and to believe. Living in the light of mercy. Once you've received mercy, it doesn't stop there. You are now empowered to live differently. The mercy you've been shown transformed the way you see yourself and others. Living in the light of mercy means waking up every day with the knowledge that you are loved, that you are forgiven, and that you are empowered to rise again. Mercy isn't just for the moment. It's for every single day of your life, paying it forward. Finally, mercy is not just something you receive, it's something you give. When you truly understand the depth of God's mercy in your life, you will begin to show it to others. Don't hoard mercy, share it. Show grace to the people around you. The world needs mercy more than ever. Let me tell you, unlocking God's mercy will change everything. You don't have to walk in shame anymore. You don't have to be stuck in your past. Mercy is here and it's waiting for you to receive it. And once you do, it will transform your life in ways you never thought possible. So right now, I'm asking you to take that first step. Open your heart, ask for mercy, and watch as God transforms your life. This is your moment. The question is, will you unlock God's mercy today? Let's start with what mercy really is. It's not just a word. It's a powerful, life-altering force that has the ability to transform everything you know about yourself and your circumstances. We often talk about justice, the idea that when you do something wrong, there are consequences, something you have to pay for. Justice is what you deserve. It's the law. It's the fairness that we can expect in the world. If you break the rules, there's the price to pay. But mercy is something different. Mercy is not about what you deserve. It's about what you don't deserve but receive anyway. It's God's willingness to look past your faults, your flaws, your failures, and still offer you forgiveness, grace, and love. Mercy steps in when justice says you're done. When everything in the world around you says it's over and says you are not finished yet, I am going to show you a better way. God's mercy says that no mistake is too big for redemption. No sin is too great for forgiveness. Mercy says you've messed up, but I'm not going to hold that against you. I'm going to give you the chance to rise again. And when you tap into that mercy, it changes everything about your perspective. You're no longer living under the heavy weight of guilt or regret. You can walk with your head high because mercy has set you free. This isn't just a concept you hear about in church on Sundays. This is real life. When you unlock mercy in your heart, you unlock a power that can reshape your future. When you embrace the fact that God's mercy is endless, you begin to see that there is always a way out, always a way forward, no matter how many mistakes you've made. Mercy doesn't hold you to your past, it pulls you toward your future. So when I talk about the power of mercy, I'm talking about an energy that can change your life from the inside out. It gives you the strength to face your challenges, not as someone defeated, but as someone who has been redeemed. Mercy is the force that empowers you to keep going, to keep fighting, and to never give up, no matter what life throws at you. This is the mercy that has been offered to you. It's a power you don't want to walk away from. Listen, you've heard it before. Everyone deserves a second chance. But let's be real. How many times have you thought to yourself, not me, I've messed up too much. I don't deserve another shot. That's the lie that the enemy wants you to believe. The lie that tells you your past mistakes define your future. But I'm here to tell you that is not true. No matter how many times you've fallen, no matter how badly you think you've messed up, God is still offering you a second chance. In fact, he's offering you something even greater than that, a new beginning. You see, mercy isn't about getting a second chance the way the world sees it. The world says, okay, you can try again, but don't expect much to change. But God's mercy says, you've been down, but I'm lifting you up. You've fallen, but I'm going to set you on a solid rock. God doesn't look at your mistakes and think, well, they've blown it so many times, why bother? No. He sees potential. He sees greatness in you. And he says, I'm giving you another chance because I know you can do it. And it's not just about one shot. His mercy is never ending. Every time you fall, he's right there lifting you up, giving you another chance to keep. Don't buy into the lie that you're not worthy of a second chance. The truth is, God's mercy is for everyone. No one is beyond redemption. You may think you're too far gone, but God's mercy doesn't have limits. It's not about your worthiness. It's about his love and grace. And he loves you enough to give you the chance to rise again, no matter what you've done. If you've been thinking, I've already messed up too many times, then I need you to hear this loud and clear. You deserve a second chance. You deserve to be lifted up. Mercy says, no matter how many times you fall, I'm here to help you get back up again. And when you stand up, you're not just standing there defeated. You're standing in the power of God's mercy, ready to take on whatever comes next. So don't let the past hold you back. Take hold of your second chance. God is calling you to move forward. Don't let your failures define you. Let God's mercy define you. It's not too late. Your second chance is waiting. But here's the thing about mercy. It requires humility. You can't unlock the power of mercy if you're too proud to admit that you need it. The hardest thing for many of us is recognizing our own vulnerability. We're so used to being in control, so used to handling things on our own, that admitting we need help feels like a weakness. But humility is the key to unlocking God's mercy in your life. Think about it for a second. How many times have you tried to fix things on your own only to end up right back where you started? How many times have you pushed through your struggles, thinking that if you just work harder or try harder, you can make it on your own? But every time you try to do it alone, you end up running into a wall. Why? Because there are some things in life that you can't handle by yourself. And that's where mercy comes in. Humility is the willingness to say, I can't do this on my own. I need help. And when you humble yourself, God's mercy floods in. You're not begging for mercy. You're simply acknowledging that you need it. You're saying, God, I can't fix this, but I believe that you can. That's when the floodgates of mercy open wide. Humility doesn't mean thinking less of yourself. It means thinking of yourself less. It means recognizing that you're not above the need for mercy. The truth is, we all fall short. We all have flaws, mistakes, and moments of weakness. But when you can admit that, when you can let go of pride and open yourself up to receiving God's mercy, something incredible happens. You stop carrying the weight of shame, guilt, and regret. You stop trying to prove that you're good enough or strong enough. Instead, you embrace the truth that God's mercy is what makes you whole. There's a beautiful freedom in humility. When you humble yourself before God, you open yourself up to all that he has for you. You stop fighting the process and start trusting it. You realize that mercy isn't about your worthiness. It's about God's love and grace. And that's the ultimate freedom. So today I'm challenging you. Let go of pride. Let go of the need to have it all figured out. Admit that you need mercy, and you'll experience the power that comes with it. Humility is the gateway to receiving mercy. And once you open that door, you'll never be the same. Mercy and justice are often seen as opposites. but they're actually two sides of the same coin. Let me explain the difference, because this is key to understanding how mercy works in your life. Justice is about fairness. It's about getting what you deserve based on your actions. When you do something wrong, justice says you should pay the price for it. It's straightforward. What you sow, you reap. But mercy is something entirely different. Mercy doesn't give you what you deserve. Mercy says, I know what you've done, but I'm not going to give you the punishment you've earned. Instead, I'm going to give you grace, forgiveness, and a chance to start over. Justice holds you accountable for your actions, and there's nothing wrong with that. But mercy says, even though you've messed up, I see potential in you, and I'm going to give you another chance. It's as if you're walking toward a cliff, and justice says, you're about to fall, and you deserve it because you've taken the wrong steps. But mercy grabs your hand and pulls you back, saying, I'm not going to let you fall. I'm going to give you a new path. We all need mercy because none of us can live up to the perfect standard of justice all the time. We all fall short. The truth is, justice would condemn us all if we were judged by our actions alone. But mercy, that's what saves us. Mercy allows us to be restored when we're at our lowest point. When justice would leave us defeated, mercy is a gift that changes the game. Think about it. How many times have you made a mistake and thought, that's it, I've blown it, there's no coming back from this? And yet, mercy shows up and says, no, you haven't blown it, you're not finished, you're still here, and you still have a chance to move forward. Mercy says, your past does not determine your future. What I want you to understand is that you don't have to fear justice because mercy is always available. God doesn't wait for you to get it all together to show you mercy. In fact, mercy is often at its most powerful when you least deserve it. When you're caught in the mess of your mistakes, mercy steps in and changes everything. So when you understand the power of mercy, you understand that it's not just about escaping the consequences of your actions, it's about receiving the grace to live differently. You don't have to live in the shadow of your past mistakes. You can walk in the freedom of mercy, knowing that you've been forgiven and empowered to live a new life. Mercy doesn't replace justice. It fulfills it. It doesn't erase the consequences, but it offers a way out of the shame, guilt, and condemnation that often accompany those consequences. Mercy gives you the chance to rise above your past and walk in the victory that God has already prepared for you. So don't be afraid to receive mercy. It's exactly what you need to unlock the life you were meant to live. When we talk about mercy, we're not just talking about a word or a concept. Mercy transforms lives. And I mean that with every ounce of my being. It's not just a nice thought or something we hear about in church. It's a real, tangible force that has the power to turn the direction of your life. Think about it for a second. How many people do you know who have been completely transformed by mercy? I'm talking about people who have made huge mistakes, people who were deep in the darkness, caught in the chains of their past, trapped in shame and guilt. Yet, when they encountered God's mercy, everything changed. Their lives were flipped upside down in the best possible way. Take a moment and think about your own life. There are moments when you felt like you were too far gone, when you thought there was no way out of the mess you made. Mercy steps in and says, no, this is not the end of your story. It's like a clean slate, a fresh start, and a new chance to build something better. Mercy takes what seems broken and restores it, takes what's lost and brings it back to life. I've seen people who were living in shame, addicted, lost in destructive behaviors. And when they encountered mercy, they became new. They didn't stay the same. They didn't stay stuck. God's mercy was the turning point. It lifted them up from the depths of despair and set their feet on solid ground. Mercy doesn't just change the moment. it changes everything. Now, let me make something clear. Mercy doesn't mean there won't be challenges. It doesn't mean you won't face the consequences of your actions. But mercy brings a new perspective. It gives you the strength to keep going when you feel like giving up. Mercy brings hope into the darkest places. It gives you the courage to say, I may have failed, but I'm not defeated. I may have fallen, but I'm getting back up. I know someone who was once lost in addiction, living a life full of pain and destruction. This person thought there was no way out, no way to break free. But then they experienced God's mercy. They felt that mercy reach into their darkest moment, pull them out of the pit and say, you are not beyond saving. That mercy transformed their life. Today, they are living a life full of purpose, helping others who are struggling, showing them that there is a way out, that mercy is available to. Mercy is a game changer. When you truly understand that you've been forgiven, that God has wiped the slate clean, and that you're not defined by your past mistakes, you are free. And once you're free, you can move forward with confidence, knowing that the same mercy that saved you is the same mercy that will guide you through the rest of your journey. So never underestimate the power of mercy. It's not just a one-time fix. Mercy transforms you from the inside out. It changes your heart, your mind, and your perspective. It gives you a new purpose, a new direction, and a new hope. When mercy enters your life, it doesn't just improve things, it makes everything new. And the best part? Mercy is available to you right now. It's waiting to change your life. It's waiting to pick you up, dust you off, and set you on the path to something better. So don't let another day go by without embracing the transformative power of mercy. Let it change you. Let it make you new. God's mercy isn't just something he gives to us. It's something he calls us to share with others. You see, mercy isn't just a one-way street. It's not just about receiving, it's about giving. When you've experienced the power of God's mercy in your own life, it transforms your heart and changes the way you see the world around you. You realize that if God can show you mercy, you're called to show mercy to others. That's fair. Now, I know this isn't always easy. There are people in our lives who have hurt us, betrayed us, or wronged us in ways that feel unforgivable. When someone wounds you deeply, it's hard to even consider offering them mercy. It feels like you're being asked to let go of your pain, to forget the wrongs done to you, and to extend grace to someone who doesn't deserve it. But here's the truth. Mercy doesn't come because they deserve it. It comes because we've received it. God didn't give us mercy because we earned it. He gave it because he is love, and he is calling us to be love in action. So if God can extend mercy to us, despite our flaws and failures, then we are called to extend mercy to others, even when they don't deserve it. But here's what you need to understand. When you show mercy to others, it doesn't mean you're excusing their behavior or letting them off the hook. Mercy is not about pretending nothing happened. It's not about staying in toxic situations or tolerating abuse. Mercy is about freeing yourself from the chains of bitterness and anger that tie you to that person. Mercy allows you to release them into God's hands so he can work in their heart just as he's worked in yours. When you refuse to show mercy, you're allowing anger and resentment to control you. You're holding on to something that poisons your spirit, that blocks the flow of God's grace in your own life. Forgiveness and mercy free you. They release you from the emotional weight of what has been done to you. And when you choose to show mercy to others, it's not about making them right. It's about making you free. When you show mercy, you are reflecting the heart of God. You are being a living example of his grace to the world. And let me tell you something, when people see that kind of mercy in you, when they see you offering grace to those who don't deserve it, they begin to see something different. They see that there's power in forgiveness, that there's power in love, and that there's freedom in letting go of the pain So as you move forward in your own journey, remember this, you are called to show mercy. You are called to be a vessel of God's grace. And just as God has extended mercy to you, you are called to extend it to others. Mercy is not just a gift to be received, it's a gift to be given. When you give it away, you experience the fullness of God's grace in your own life. You free yourself and you free others. It's time to let go of grudges, let go of bitterness, and choose mercy. Because when you do, you don't just change someone else's life, you change your own. And in that moment, you become a reflection of God's mercy in a world that desperately needs to see it. Mercy is not just a feeling, it's an action. It's not enough to simply understand what mercy is or even to feel compassion for others. True mercy compels you to do something. It's one thing to say, I feel bad for you, but it's something entirely different to say, I'm going to help you. I'm going to show you mercy through my actions. Mercy is active. Mercy calls you to move, to step out of your comfort zone and into someone else's pain. It's about being the hands and feet of God in the world. Mercy is not just a thought, it's a lifestyle. Think about it. When you're in need of mercy, you want it to be real. You don't want just words. You want action. You want someone to show up when you're broken, when you're struggling, when you're lost. You don't want someone to just say, I'm sorry you're hurting, and then walk away. No, you want someone who will take the time to help you, who will offer you a hand, who will meet your need. Mercy is what moves people from just feeling sorry for you to actually helping you get it through the storm. Now, God has shown us this kind of mercy every day. He doesn't just say he loves us. He shows us. He doesn't just tell us he's with us. He proves it. He's there when we need him the most, lifting us up, carrying us through our darkest moments, and always offering a way forward. That's the kind of mercy we are called to offer others. When you truly understand mercy, you realize that it's not just about feeling sorry for someone, it's about stepping into their world, meeting them where they are, and helping them find their way out. Mercy doesn't look the other way when people are hurting. Mercy doesn't ignore the suffering. It moves. It gets involved. It rolls up its sleeves and says, what can I do to help? How can I be a part of your healing? How can I make your burden a little lighter? Mercy steps into action because real mercy moves people forward. Imagine if everyone lived this way. Imagine if instead of turning a blind eye to people in need, we all looked at them with the eyes of mercy, asking, what can I do to help? How can I be a part of the solution? The world would look completely different. Mercy would change everything. It's easy to get caught up in our own lives, our own struggles, our own concerns. But true mercy shifts your focus from me to them. It shifts your focus from your own problems to the needs of others. It moves you from just being a spectator in life to being a participant in the lives of others. Mercy is an invitation to step outside yourself and make a difference. So don't just talk about mercy, live it. Don't just think about showing mercy, show it. Don't just hope that someone else will step up. You be the one who steps up. Mercy is active. It's a call to action. And when you choose to live out mercy in your daily life, you are becoming the hands and feet of God's love in this world. Be the mercy you want to see in the world. Be the one who acts, the one who moves, the one who makes a difference. That's how mercy changes lives, and that's how it changes the world. God's mercy is available to everyone, but here's the catch. It doesn't work if you don't receive it. You can't walk around your whole life thinking, I'm beyond mercy, I'm too far gone, or I don't deserve it. You do deserve it, not because of anything you've done, but because God's mercy is a gift. It's free, it's available, and it's waiting for you to receive it. Mercy isn't something that can be earned or bought. is something that has already been given to you. God is not holding mercy out in front of you like a carrot on a stick, making you chase after it. It's right there in your hands, waiting for you to accept it. But you have to be willing to let go of the lie that you don't need it or that you're not worthy of it. It's easy to think that mercy is for someone else, the person who hasn't messed up as much as you, the person who hasn't failed as many times as you, but that's not the truth. Mercy is for everyone, no matter how many mistakes you've made, no matter how far you've fallen. God's mercy doesn't discriminate. It's for the broken, the lost, the hurting, the guilty, the ashamed. It's for you. You don't have to be perfect to receive mercy. You just have to be willing to accept it. You have to stop telling yourself, I'm too messed up or I've gone too far, because that's not the truth. The truth is that God's mercy is bigger than your mistakes. It's stronger than your shame. It doesn't matter what you've done or how many times you've messed up. Mercy is always there, waiting to heal, to restore, to transform. The only thing standing between you and God's mercy is your willingness to receive it. But here's the thing. Receiving mercy means letting go of the past. It means releasing the guilt, the shame, and the self-condemnation that's been holding you back. When you choose to receive mercy, you are choosing to let God's grace erase your mistakes and give you a new beginning. You're choosing to step into freedom. Now, some of you may be thinking, but I've already messed up so many times. How can God still want me? How can I keep coming back to him? Here's the beauty of God's mercy. It doesn't run out. You can never exhaust God's mercy. No matter how many times you fall, no matter how many times you fail, his mercy is always there to pick you up, to restore you, and to give you a fresh start. I want you to hear this loud and clear. God wants you to receive his mercy. He's not sitting there judging you. He's not waiting for you to get it all together. He's waiting with open arms, ready to wrap you in his love and grace. You don't have to earn mercy. It's already been given to you. All you have to do is accept it. So today I'm challenging you. Receive God's mercy. Don't let pride or shame hold you back. Don't keep thinking you're too far gone. God's mercy is for you. It's time to accept it, embrace it, and let it change your life. When you receive mercy, you step into the fullness of God's love and grace, and that will transform everything about you. You are worthy of mercy, and it's waiting for you. Mercy doesn't just change your life, it transforms your future. I want you to understand something. When you experience the mercy of God, you're not just forgiven for your past mistakes. You're given a whole new future. Mercy gives you a second chance, a fresh start, a path forward that you didn't have before. It redefines your potential and the opportunities that lie ahead of you. Too many people live in the shadow of their past mistakes, thinking that their past defines their future. They carry around the weight of their errors, their failures, and their regrets, believing that they're unworthy of something better. But that's not how mercy works. Mercy doesn't just forgive your past. It sets you free to move forward with hope, with purpose, and with a renewed vision of what your future can be. Think about it. What would your future look like if you were free from the weight of your mistakes? What if you didn't have to constantly live in the shame of what you've done or worry about whether you're worthy of a second chance? What if you could walk into your future with confidence, knowing that God's mercy has already made a way for you? That's what mercy does. It removes the obstacles that stand in your way, the barriers that prevent you from stepping into the fullness of your potential. Mercy frees you from the shackles of guilt and condemnation so you can run forward into the future God has prepared for you. When you embrace mercy, you are saying, I'm not defined by my past. I'm not defined by my failures. I am defined by God's love, his grace, and the future he has for me. And let's get real for a moment. How many of you have felt like your past mistakes would always hold you back? How many of you have thought that you'd never be able to escape the consequences of your actions? or that you'd never be able to overcome the hurt you've caused or the things you've done wrong. The good news is you don't have to carry that burden anymore. God's mercy says your past doesn't have to be your future. The mistakes you've made don't determine the person you're going to be. Your failures don't define your destiny. Mercy gives you a future that's greater than anything you could imagine. It opens doors that were once closed. It clears paths that were once blocked. And it gives you the strength to move forward with purpose and clarity. And listen, when you embrace God's mercy and let go of the past, you don't just experience freedom for yourself. You begin to impact the future of those around you. When you walk in mercy, you become a living testimony to others of what God can do. People will look at your life and say, if God can redeem them, He can redeem me. Your story of mercy becomes a catalyst for others to experience their own transformation. So I want you to get this today. God's mercy is your key to a new future. You are not trapped in your past. You are not doomed to repeat your mistakes. Mercy opens up the door to a future full of hope, purpose, and restoration. The moment you accept mercy, you step into a whole new reality, a reality where your future is not determined by your past, but by the grace of God and the limitless potential He has placed within you. So let go of your past. Let go of the mistakes, the guilt, the shame. Embrace the mercy that is being offered to you right now and step boldly into a future that is waiting for you, one that is filled with God's love, His plans for your life, and His perfect purpose for your destiny. Your future is brighter because of mercy. Let it guide you into everything God has for you. The ultimate power of mercy is that it gives you the ability to pass it on. When you fully experience God's mercy in your life, it doesn't stop with you. Mercy isn't meant to be hoarded, it's meant to be shared. It's not just a one-time gift that you receive and keep to yourself. It's something you give away again and again because that's how it multiplies. Now, I want you to understand something crucial. The mercy you receive is meant to flow through you. The more you accept God's mercy, the more it should stir in you a deep desire to show mercy to others. Mercy is contagious. It spreads from one person to the next, and it has the power to transform entire communities, entire families, and entire lives. Think about the people around you right now. Is there someone in your life who needs mercy? Maybe it's someone who has wronged you. Maybe it's someone who is struggling and feels unworthy of love, forgiveness, or grace. The truth is God has positioned you to be a conduit of His mercy. You can offer what you've received. When you extend mercy, you help others experience the same grace that has set you free. But here's the challenge. Offering mercy is often difficult. It's not always easy to forgive, to show compassion to someone who has hurt you, or to give someone a second chance when they've wronged you. But remember this, mercy isn't about what people deserve. It's about giving them what they need. And people need mercy. The world is full of brokenness, hurt, and pain, and we are all in desperate need of God's grace. When you choose to show mercy, you are reflecting God's heart. You are showing the world what it means to love unconditionally, to forgive freely, and to offer hope in the midst of darkness. And let me tell you, the impact of your mercy will be far greater than you can imagine. Mercy changes lives. It heals wounds. It restores relationships. And it brings freedom to those who are trapped in guilt and shame. And the beautiful thing about mercy is that it doesn't just change others, it changes you too. When you show mercy, your heart grows. You become more like Christ. You move from being a recipient of mercy to being a distributor of it. And in doing so, you find a deeper sense of purpose and joy.